Lucas, I was thinking about my cousin Andres today. He left last year to go to another country. Remember, he went to the United States because he couldn't find a good job here. I still remember the day he said goodbye at the airport. His mom was crying so much. I think about him a lot now. I wonder if he's happy there, if he misses us, if he feels like he belongs. Yeah, I remember you told me about Andres. My uncle did the same thing. He left when I was very young. At first, he used to send pictures and call us every weekend. But now, I think he feels distant, like a stranger. I wonder if he feels lonely there. It's strange, right? People leave their whole life behind, their home, their family, their language, all to start again. I've always asked myself, what is so strong that makes people walk away from everything? Yeah, I think about that too. And it's not just about finding money, it's about dreams. It's about feeling stuck here. My uncle told me something I will never forget. He said, when you feel like your future is locked, you have to find another door, even if that door is in another country. That's so true. I've heard many people say that they feel like their dreams are too big for this place, like they can't grow here. My cousin Andres told me he felt like he was wasting his life here. He worked so hard, but still couldn't get a good salary. He wanted to study more, to build something, but he said that every door here was closed. Yeah, my uncle said the same. He worked two jobs and still couldn't give his family the life he wanted. So he left. He said the pain of living was smaller than the pain of staying. I think that's what makes people go. They are afraid of staying the same forever. But do you think they find what they are looking for? Do you think life is really better on the other side? That's complicated. Some people find better jobs. They can help their families with money, but they also lose something. They lose their language, their food, their streets, the feeling of home. My uncle told me that even after many years, he still dreams in his language. He eats American food, he speaks English all day, but his heart is still here. That's so sad, but also beautiful. It's like people carry their country in their hearts, even when their feet are in another land. Exactly. My uncle told me that when he first arrived, everything felt cold. Not just the weather, the people, the streets. It took him a long time to feel welcome. He said sometimes, even when you arrive in a new place, you can still feel invisible. I think that's one of the hardest parts. You leave home to find something better, but you also risk feeling like you don't belong anywhere. Sometimes people find work but lose themselves in the process. Yes, and sometimes they have to work in very difficult jobs, jobs they would never do here. They do it because they have to. because they are building a future. They sacrifice today for tomorrow. But what about family? What about all the birthdays, the holidays, the little moments? I think I would miss my mom's cooking too much. I would miss walking in these streets, even if they are old and broken. Yeah, those little things are the ones that hurt the most. My uncle says the hardest part was missing the time with his kids. He left to give them a better life, but he missed watching them grow. So it's like you win, but you lose at the same time. Exactly. You get a better future, but you lose some of your past. You lose a little part of yourself. Sometimes I wonder, would I be brave enough to leave if I had to? If life became too hard here, would I have the courage? That's a question we all ask ourselves. It's easy to say we would stay, but when you see your family struggling, when you feel like there's no way to grow, maybe you would go too. Maybe. I know many people who left and say they never want to come back, but I also know people who left and dream of returning every day. I think that's the life of many migrants. They live between two worlds. They are never fully there, and they are no longer fully here. That must be a strange feeling to always miss something no matter where you are. You know, Miguel, I sometimes think about what it would feel like to pack my whole life in just one suitcase, to leave behind everything I know, the streets, the people, the sounds, even the smell of my home. I wonder how it feels to say goodbye, not knowing when you will come back, or if you ever will. Yeah, I can't imagine that. My cousin Andres told me that the night before his flight, he couldn't sleep. He looked at his room, at his bed, at the old chair in the corner. He said he touched the walls, the door, the little things he always ignored before. It was like everything suddenly became precious because he knew he was leaving it behind. That's so sad, but I can understand him. Sometimes we don't see how much we love something until we know we might lose it. When you leave, it's not just moving to another country, it's like starting a new life, but part of your heart stays behind. Exactly. He told me that even now. Sometimes he walks on the streets in his new city, but his mind is still here. He said that when he closes his eyes, he can still hear the market sounds from our town, the people calling, the music playing. No matter how far you go, your country travels with you. You know, I read that many people leave because they are afraid of having no future. Some leave because they have big dreams. Others leave because they feel trapped, like there is no air to breathe here. I think fear pushes people just as much as hope does. That's so true. I think there are many kinds of fear. Some people are afraid of violence, others are afraid of poverty, some are afraid that their children will have the same hard life they had. And when fear grows bigger than comfort, that's when people leave. Yeah, my uncle told me that he was afraid of working his whole life for nothing. He was afraid that one day he could look back and see that he never really moved forward. He wanted to break the cycle. He said, I don't want my children to grow up in the same cage I grew up in. Wow, that's so powerful. Sometimes we think people leave just to get rich, but many times they leave just to feel free. Exactly. But freedom has a price. My uncle said that being far from family is like carrying a quiet sadness. You smile, you work, you build, but deep inside, there is always something missing. Do you think the people who leave ever feel fully happy? That's a hard question. I think some of them build a good life. They find new friends, they learn a new language, they grow strong. But even then, I think part of them always feels like a visitor. I think their hearts are always divided. One part there and one part still here. Yeah, like they never fully arrive. They are always somewhere in between. Yes, but still, many of them say they would do it all again because they sacrificed, gave their children new opportunities, because their hard work changed the future of their family. Maybe that's what makes it worth it. I think that's beautiful. It's sad but also brave. I respect people who live to follow a dream. It's not an easy life. Yeah, it takes courage. It takes heart. And you know what? Sometimes I think the biggest dream is not money. It's safety, dignity, freedom, the chance to build something with your own hands. And sometimes just the chance to wake up without fear. Exactly. Do you think you could ever leave one day? Honestly, I don't know. I love my home. I love my family. But if I ever had to choose between staying in a life without hope or going to find something better, maybe I would go. I think that's something we can't really know until life puts us in that moment, until we feel that door closing and we have to decide. Yeah, and even if I leave, I think I would always carry this place in my heart. I would always miss the sound of home. Me too. No matter where you go, this will always be our home, even if we are far away. Yeah, home is not just a place. Sometimes it's a feeling. Sometimes it's the people we love. Exactly. And maybe no matter where life takes us, we can always find a little piece of home inside us. If you could improve your English a little more, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend. Thank you very much for your support.